You have the full apple on the one side. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna do this right. I can't believe I slid this open with my thumbnail. That's the way I used to open all my albums, right? Right. So you have that. You have the full apple on the one side, and the half one on the other side. Abbey Road. Apple Records. That was the Beatles label. Their own label that they started, which was distributed by Capitol Records in this country, but before that they were on Parlophone Records, which was also distributed by Capitol. And this is cool also because, as you can see here, the last song is The End, even though the end isn't really the last song, Her Majesty. But in the CD versions, they put Her Majesty on there. And Her Majesty is supposed to be a surprise. Like when you listen to The End, it ends, and then there's this like silence, and you think, oh, that's the end of the record. Then all of a sudden, boom, you hear Paul McCartney singing this little ditty that lasts like, I don't know, 20 seconds or something like that, and then the record's over. Of course, this here, I Want You, She's So Heavy, that ending is also famous because it keeps repeating and repeating and repeating the same riff over and over again, and it gets louder and louder, and then it just cuts off. I remember I was listening to it with a friend of mine, and then it cut off, and he went, "What happened? What happened? Did the power go off?" I'm like, "No, that's the way the record ended." And he goes, "Oh, that's freaky, man. That's really freaky." You know that song, right? I Want You. I want you. I want you so bad. And this, a lot of people don't know this, but this, you know how long it took them? 15 minutes. They were in Abbey Road, EMI Studios at the time it was called. It became, they call it Abbey Road Studios now because of the album, but it was EMI Studios. And this is in a neighborhood outside of London called St. John's Wood. Very quiet, nice suburb. And EMI Studios is right there. You can't see it. The Beatles just went outside, and the photographer, whose name is Anne McMillan, got on a stepladder and just took a few shots. And that was it. As you can see, there are people in the shot who didn't know they were going to be in the shot. Like there's that guy right there, he's looking. And there's some people down there. There's a license plate that you can see. People wondered if that had meaning. It doesn't have any meaning. It's just a car sitting there, right? So yeah, and now of course, it's a tourist attraction. People go there all the time. A lot of people don't know this too, is that this was the last record that the Beatles recorded together, but it was not the last Beatles album released. They released Let It Be last. But Let It Be, the music on Let It Be, was recorded before Abbey Road, and it was abandoned for a while because they didn't like it. The music on Let It Be was recorded at Apple Studios, not Abbey Road Studios. They were trying to do an album where they didn't do any overdubs, where everything was live in the studio. They just weren't happy with it. So they shelved it, and they decided to go back to EMI Studios and make a record the way they used to. And they went and made Abbey Road, and they knew it was going to be their last record. As an afterthought, they got Phil Spector, to come and listen to all the music from the Let It Be sessions. They basically gave it to him and said, here, you take this, you produce it, you make it sound better. So he left some of the stuff the way it was, and other stuff he added orchestration and choruses, and Paul McCartney didn't like it, John Lennon did like it. It was released finally. It was the one album there that people were like, I guess it was a little anticlimactic, because this really was their last record, and this is a great record.